Welcome to kidsacademy.mobi.
Hello everyone, let's open the worksheet. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. You can find the link to this app in comments below. Today we have a new worksheet, and the name of our worksheet is called Christmas Maze Sight Words. And before we get started with this, I want to talk about sight words for just a second. Sight words are words that are very weird because they do not follow the rules of our English language. They kind of follow their own rules, and so they're words that we just have to memorize or practice over and over again until we get them into our memory and we know the correct way of spelling them. So let me give you a quick example of a sight word, and let me write it out on the board here. Here is an example of the word said, like my mother said, go to bed, okay? Here's an example of the word said, and this is an example of a sight word because said does not follow all of the rules. It does some, but it doesn't follow all the rules. So for example, the S in said makes the S sound, so that is correct. The D in said makes the D sound, so that is also correct. But the part that is very strange about this word is A and I. A and I make the E sound in this word. So if I was trying to think about the word said, I might spell it like this, said. But in this example, said is spelled correctly like this with an A-I, and it does not follow the rules of the English language. It's crazy that A and I make the E sound. So this is just a word that we're going to have to remember how to spell. And the way that I like to remember how to spell sight words is to practice them many times, to see them in text, or to say them. And one thing that I like to do is practice or air write my words so that it gets into my physical memory, into my brain, and I also like to hear it. So let's go ahead and let's practice spelling the word said. S-A-I-D. We're going to air write it. Let's do it again. Are you ready? S-A-I-D. Said. That's how we're going to remember our words today. So let's go ahead and get started with our worksheet, and we're going to start with the word house, okay? And this is an example of a sight word that doesn't really follow the rules. Let's write out house in a couple of different ways. H-O-U-S-E or H-O-W-S-E. Okay, and let's look at this. Which way do you think is the correct way of spelling house? What I like to do with the word is to start and listen to the word and the way it sounds phonetically. Phonetically means the way it sounds. So let's start and see if we can figure it out phonetically. We've got house or house. Both of them phonetically sound the same. But the difference between these two words is OU and OW. And there's just a rule or a trick whether or not you use OU or OW. And this is the trick. If the OW sound is at the beginning or middle of the word, we always use OU. If it's a word where the OW sound is at the end of the word, like for the word cow, it's going to be OW at the end of a word. So here in house is the ow sound at the beginning, middle, or end of the word. House. It's at the middle of the word, right? So we are going to use OU. So this is the correct way of spelling house, and that's actually our first word right here is house. So we're going to start right here on house. Then we have an option of going to snow or to laugh. And let's look and see which one is going to be the correct way. Let's write both words, snow, S-N-O-W, or we could write it like this, S-N-O-W-E, or laugh. Let's think of two ways to spell laugh, L-A-G-H or L-A-U-G-H, okay? And most of the time I told you that sight words don't follow the phonetic rules. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but most of the time they're not going to. So sometimes the one that you think sounds correctly is not going to be the correct way. So let's look at this. We've got ow, snow, snow, or snow, because the E would make the O say its name. So which one looks like it would be correct? This one right here, right? But that's actually not the correct answer because it's a sight word. It doesn't follow the rules. So this is actually the correct way of spelling snow. What about laugh? L-A-G-H. The G-H would make a f sound, and f. Does that sound correct? Yes, it does. What about this one? Off. Does that make the correct sound? Laugh. You might say laugh, but most of us would say laugh, right? But actually, this is the correct answer because the A and the U are a diphthong, which means they're two letters that you put them together to make a sound. So this is actually the correct answer, L-A-U-G-H. But on both of these, we just have to practice them and put them into our memory so that we know that it is the correct way. So let's go ahead and practice both of these the correct way of spelling them. So get your air fingers ready and we're gonna write them out. Here we go. S-N-O-W, snow. Let's do it again. S-N-O-W, snow. Let's do laugh. Are you ready? Here we go. L-A-U-G-H, laugh. L-A-U-G-H, laugh. So which one are we going to do here? Are we going to go to this one or are we going to go to this one? Which is the correct way? S-N-O-W is the correct way of spelling snow. So we're going to go over to snow. Then we've got letter and children. Okay, let's do this again. Let's write out a couple of ways of spelling these. Let's do C-H-I-L-D-R-E-N, or let's do, I see also over here, here's another way of spelling children. Let's write out that way. This is C-H-I-L-R-D-E-N, okay? And then, what was our other word? Children, or we could go to letter, L-E-T-E-R, L-E-T-E-R, or L-E-T-T-E-R, okay? And let's start first and see if one of these we can figure out phonetically. So let's look at children and sound it out. Children, children, or children, children. Well, which one sounds correctly? This one sounds correctly, and in this case, this is the correct way of spelling children. C-H-I-L-D-R-E-N, okay? And then over here, we've got letter, and both of them, letter and letter, sound the same. So which one is the correct way? We just have to memorize it. It's actually this way, L-E-T-T-E-R. Those two T's work together to make the T sound. So let's practice both of these and air write them so that we can put them to our memory, okay? We've got children, C-H-I-L-D-R-E-N, and then letter L-E-T-T-E-R. And I did two T's, did you see that? And crossed them with one line. Okay, so those are the correct ways of spelling those words. So let's go over here. We've got children or letter. Which one is the correct way? This one right here for children, okay? And then we're gonna go down here to laugh. That is the only way we can go, is straight down. But do you remember when we talked about laugh, how the A and the U are a diphthong and they make the ah sound in this example? So I'm gonna go down to laugh, L-A-U-G-H, L-A-U-G-H, laugh. And then I can go to letter, L-E-T-E-R, or letter, L-E-T-T-E-R. Which one did we say was the correct way of doing it? L-E-T-E-R or L-E-T-T-E-R? T-T, right? With the two T's. So we're gonna go down to this one, and you just had to memorize it, so great job. Then we can go to light or window. Let's write these out in a couple of different ways. Light, L-I-G-H-T, or let's think about maybe how it would sound, L-I-T-E, okay? And then window, W-I-N-D-O-W, or maybe W-I-N-D-O-U, okay? So let's start with light first. Light. Let's look at both of these. L-I-G-H-T. In this case, the G-H is like a diphthong and they make the sound. So light, light. light and light, okay? This would look like it would make the I sound, right? Because there's nothing else over here that shows us that it would make the long I sound. But this one, the E at the end, would make the I say its name. So to me, it looks like here that this would be the correct spelling, but it's actually going to be this one right here. So this is just one of those words that we have to put to our memory. So let's go ahead and practice this so we can get our physical memory and our sound memory and our brain memory to remember this. L-I-G-H-T. L-I-G-H-T, light. And then window down here, let's look at which way to spell window. And do you remember that I talked about the rule when we were talking about house, about how to know whether to use O-W or O-U. And actually, you know what's strange here is both of these sounds would make the ow sound, which doesn't follow the rule, does it? Window, we don't say that, do we? It would be window. So neither of these actually look like or sound phonetically correct, but there is that rule to help us remember, is it O-W or O-U? And do you remember what I said? If it's at the beginning or middle of the word, it's O-U, and if it's at the end of a word, it's O-W. So in this case, window or dow, I guess, but this is at the end of the word, so this is the correct way of spelling it, right? So window is spelled W-I-N-D-O-W. So let's go ahead and practice this. W-I-N-D-O-W. All right, so let's go back over here. That was a lot of practice. So which one are we going to? Are we going to light, L-I-G-H-T, or window, W-I-N-D-O-U? It's going to be light, L-I-G-H-T. This is the correct way of spelling it, so let's go on over to light this way. And then we have a choice of window with O-W, or we have snow with an E at the end. And we actually have both of these over on our board, so let's refer back to our board. Which was the correct way of spelling window? The O-W, which is what is over here, so this is probably going to be right. And the snow, let's make sure, S-N-O-W-E. We said that that sounds right phonetically, but that's not correct. Did you remember how to spell snow? Let's practice snow one more time to get it in our memory. S-N-O-W is the correct way of spelling snow. And here, it's got an E, so that's not right, even though it sounds right. So I'm going to go over here to window with the O-W at the end of the word. And then we've got the word carry and carry. Both of these sound the same. Phonetically, they sound the same. But in this case, the correct way of spelling carry is C-A-R-R-Y. There's two R's together. So this is not the correct way. The correct way is with two R's. Those two R's work together, kind of like in the word letter, how the two T's work together. So let's practice air writing that to put it to our memory. C-A-R-R-Y, carry. Let's do it one more time. C-A-R-R-Y. So we're going to come over here and we're going to go to the correct way of spelling carry. Then we've got night, okay? And night is a lot like the word light. Actually, it's kind of the same here. Even though light does not sound or looks like it should follow the rules at all, that is the same way with night. The correct way of spelling night is not N-I-T-E. That might be how we would think it would be spelled, but it's N-I-G-H-T. N-I-G-H-T, and it's like the word light. They kind of rhyme, but both of them don't follow the rule, right? So let's practice that out in the air. N-I-G-H-T, night. N-I-G-H-T, night. So we're going to go on down to night, okay? And then we've got carry with one R, or we've got Belle. Okay, carry or Belle. And in this case, we said that carry is not spelled with one R, so we know that Belle is correct. And this one, actually, I think this looks and sounds correct, Belle. But you might think that it has one L, but in this case, it has two. So let's practice that one more time. B-E-L-L with two L's. Then we've got the word fire Okay, and we can only go to this word, and that is the correct spelling of the word fire, F-I-R-E, fire. And this one actually follows the rule because the E makes the I say its name, fire. So we're gonna go on over to the word fire, and then we could either go back up to carry or we could go to box. Which do you think is the correct answer? We've talked about carry many times. It's not with one R, so that's still not the right one. Box, box. That one actually sounds phonetically correct. So we're gonna go right over to the word box, and we just got to our finish line, and Santa was able to get the presents to the chimney. Great job today. You guys worked so hard on your sight words. Sight words take so much practice, but I am so proud of you. Awesome job. I'll see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.
Like us and subscribe to our channel. Find links to our apps in comments below.